Hey kid, welcome to the sporty KidTime StoryTime. Bloop, 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 bloop.
Oh, is this Serena Williams, the famous tennis player?
It is indeed, Fuchsia Fish.
Oh, I just love her.
Oh, is this tennis game anything like croquet? That's my favorite sport, you know.
No. Unfortunately, Olivia the Ostrich, it is nothing like croquet.
So, do you think I'll like it?
Oh, I think you'll love it.
Oh, wait for me. And wait for me. Here we go. Serena, the littlest sister. I did not know this, but she is the youngest of five sisters. So she truly is the littlest sister. And just because you're little doesn't mean you don't do big things. Some people said it would never happen. They said the littlest sister couldn't do it. And yet, let's see what happens. Serena stood in Arthur Ashe Stadium and kissed the trophy. Mwah! The crowd roared. Roar, roar. Her parents took pictures, of course, and her sisters cheered. Yay! 13 years earlier, taking our way back machine, Serena jumped out of the family van in Compton, California, and followed her sisters. Big sister Venus, big sister Lindria, big sister Isha, and big sister Yatunde. Running past the playground and onto the public tennis courts, the girls pushed a shopping cart full of balls and carried rackets and brooms. Once cleaned, the courts were ready for the girls to practice. That's right, look at that. They cleaned up the courts first so they could have a clean playing space. Look at the ball, Serena, her father coached. Just swing. Using an adult-sized racket, Serena swung again and again. Her sisters cheered when Serena hit the ball, and they chased the ones she missed, which is quite a workout if you think about it. Their father taught Serena and her sisters how to play tennis. He read books and watched videos, received donated equipment from tennis clubs, and made the sport a family activity. Oh, I like that. Like, what is your family's family activity? Do you have one? Do you like to hike? Do you like to read together? Do you like to sing songs together and make music together? So many options out there. If you don't have one, think about getting one. Now, because the donated balls were old, many had lost their bounce, but they used them anyway after their father explained that it was good practice for Wimbledon, a Grand Slam tournament where the balls bounced lower because the tennis court was made of grass. And on special days, when they opened a new can of balls, the girls couldn't wait to smack them. Baka, baka, baka. That's really smart, you know? Like, they were old, but they were still useful because of that special circumstance. And Wimbledon, that is a place to win, so that's a good practice. At home, the girls made up a box ball game called Grand Slam, named after the 4 most important tennis competitions in the world. Serena and her sisters used their hands to hit a ball back and forth on sidewalk squares, pretending they were playing at the US Open or the Australian Open. If they wanted to play the long courts of Wimbledon, they sprinkled grass on the squares. If they wanted to play the clay courts of the French Open, they scattered dirt. Serena loved winning their Grand Slams because, well, Serena loved being the star, like Olivia the Ostrich. When Lynn wrote plays for the girls to perform, Serena always played the princess. When Tunde and Isha experimented with new fashion looks, Serena modeled their designs. And when they all played card games, Serena declared herself the winner, even if she didn't actually win. I know a couple of people like that. But Tunde, Isha, Lynn, and Venus could never stay mad at Serena. They were a circle of sisters, and their bond was unbreakable. In the evening, all 5 sisters slept in one bedroom with 2 sets of bunk beds. Isha and Tunde were on the top beds, Lynn and Venus on the bottom beds, and little Serena, well, she wiggled in with a different sister each night. So she didn't even have her own bed. She just bedded around. Over the years, their dad put up inspirational signs around the tennis court. They were never allowed to use the word can't, which is a great idea. Believe it, achieve it, be a winner. And their mom often told them, whatever you become in your head first. So the girls dreamed of what they could become. That is called Visualization. Visualization. You visualize what you want, and that way you know which way you're headed. See? Tunde wanted to be a nurse, Isha a lawyer, Lynn a singer, and Venus and Serena, #1 tennis players. All the sisters liked tennis, but Venus hit harder, ran faster, and won. Soon, reporters, coaches, and famous tennis players started to notice, especially when they saw her serve a ball at 100 miles an hour. Daddy, Serena pleaded, give me a chance. I want to play in the tournaments like V. Not yet, her father said. You're not ready. Oh, the waiting. But one day, 8-year-old Serena got an idea while playing office with her sisters. As they pretended to answer phones and shuffle papers, Serena spotted an application for one of Venus's tournaments. Serena quietly filled it out and mailed it. What? She was 8 years old and she did that all by herself? What happened next? At the event, the girls' parents watched Venus compete on one court while Serena ding, 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 sneaked off to another. As Serena played her first match, her plan was simple. Exhaust her opponent by running her all over the court. And you know what? The strategy worked. Serena won. Then her father appeared at the back of the crowd. Barr, barr, barr. Serena prepared herself for punishment. Instead of being angry, though, her dad explained, look at you, you won, you played great. Then he started coaching her on how to play her next opponent. You really think I can beat her? Her dad assured her, you can do anything. And Serena won all her matches, moving up and up until she faced her big sister in the final match. In the changeovers, Serena whispered, Venus, let me win a game. 10-year-old Venus ignored Serena and easily won the gold trophy. Although Serena left with silver, she kept eyeing that gold. You know what? Venus asked. I've always liked silver better than gold. You want to trade? Serena cherished that trophy. She always wanted to be like all her sisters, especially Venus. That was a really cool big sister move. If Venus went somewhere, Serena followed. If they ate in restaurants, Serena ordered the same meal as Venus. And after Venus told a reporter, I want to win Wimbledon, Serena said the exact same thing. I want to win Wimbledon. Her father told her, you're your own person, Serena. You don't have to do everything Venus does. The next time a reporter asked Serena, Serena said, I want to win the US Open. But the truth is, she still loved to copy Venus. Other people, however, didn't think that Serena was as talented as her sister. One newspaper article claimed Serena would never be as successful as Venus because younger siblings never go very far in sports. Now that is tough. If you have a bigger sister or a big brother who's doing something that you want to do, they're always going to compare you. But you just got to go with it because if it's what you want to do, they're going to compare you, so just go for it anyway. Tunde took Serena aside. Don't pay attention to that article, Serena. You'll have your day, and it's going to be even bigger. Serena kept Tunde's words close to her heart. After a few years of tournaments, we're talking years of work and practice, the Williams family moved to Florida. Florida. Sunshine, palm trees, nice and warm. Can you tell I'm from there? They moved to Florida, where Isha, Lynn, Venus, and Serena attended a tennis academy. Tunde stayed in California to go to nursing school. The sisters did not like being separated, but their new life in Florida kept them busy with schoolwork and, of course, plenty of tennis. Here, the girls did not sweep the courts. There were brand new rackets and unopened cans of balls. This is like luxury now. Many kids wore stylish outfits, but none wore beaded braids like Serena and her sisters. The girls from Compton really stood out on these courts as being different. But so did their powerful strokes. Buck! 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 Super powerful. Have you ever seen them play? If you ever see video, it's like, what? When Venus turned 14, she was allowed to play in professional tournaments, events where the prizes were big checks. And in her first match, Venus won! A year and a half later, Serena turned pro at 14, just like Venus. But unlike Venus, Serena lost. Oh, boo. So Venus and Serena started playing as a doubles team. Playing with her sister, Serena felt stronger. Their motto was, if you can't do it for you, do it for me. By the time she turned 16, Serena had grown taller and more confident. She was ready to play on her own and in her own style. Now, Serena wasn't as strong or as fast as Venus, so she angled her shots to win. After she fell off her skateboard one day, it hurt her wrist too much to hit a backhand. So instead, Serena ran around the ball and hit her forehand extra hard. See what she's doing? She's finding a way around the problem, a way around the obstacle. If you can't do it this way, well, why don't you try doing it that way? There must be more than one way to hit a ball, right? Serena and Venus traveled the world, competing as a doubles team and against each other. Whenever Serena and Venus played against each other in Grand Slams, the press called it a sister slam. But for the sisters, every slam ended with a hug. And at the 1999 French Open doubles competition, 17-year-old Serena and 18-year-old Venus won their first Grand Slam together. Before Serena's 18th birthday, she and Venus competed in the U.S. Open, the tournament that Serena dreamed of winning. Her big sister Venus, though, was the favorite to win. But to the crowd's surprise, Venus lost. It was Serena who won the match, and then a match, and then a match. And when she reached the finals, she faced a player who had knocked Venus out of the tournament. Now she's playing for two people, Venus said, as she watched from the stands above. This was the moment that Serena had been training for since she was a little girl in Compton. I gotta go for it, Serena told herself. Pop, 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 pop. She smashed 8 aces, serves that her opponents couldn't even touch, and her fierce forehand earned her point after point. In the end, Serena won the tournament and became the first black woman to win a Grand Slam singles tournament in more than 40 years. Tunde, her big sister, had been right. You'll have your day, and it's going to be even bigger. At the awards ceremony, Serena looked up at her family. I would like to also thank my dad, my mom, and all my sisters for all the support. And she held a trophy up high as the loudspeaker boomed. Ladies and gentlemen, the 1999 U.S. Open Women's Singles Championship, Serena Williams! That's the crowd roaring. Photographers flash photos, pa, 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 pa. And one of the many headlines of the day read, Little Sister, Big Hit. Pa, 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 pa. Look at that. Oh, and the back gives us a bunch of history. Oh, look, her sister right here. I think it is one of the greatest things in the world to have sisters. And her other sister here. We often get the question, so how does it feel to have famous sisters? They're my sisters. I still see them as Venus Williams, Serena Williams. Not Venus Williams tennis star, not Serena Williams tennis star. It's true. You're not going to look at your mom if she's famous and say, there's my mom, famous movie star. You're just saying, that's my mom. So, full of great history. It talks about how Serena grew up to be ranked #1 tennis player who won more Grand Slam titles than any other tennis player, male or female. Olympic gold medalist. See, she got her gold. Talks about Venus also growing up to be a #1 ranked tennis player and an Olympic gold medalist. I mean, those are some pretty big accomplishments. So that's why I'm thinking that if you don't already have a family activity like they do, maybe you should get one, because that definitely seems to be the key to, great success. Oh, in my family, we were all artists.
You don't say, Olivia.
Oh, yes, you should fish. We were all artists. We sang, we danced, we played instruments, we engaged in ostrich theater.
Oh. Well, in my family, we also engaged in a family activity.
Oh, what was yours, Yusha?
Well, Olivia, we were championship algae eaters.
Oh, very impressive.
Yeah, the underwater world seems to think so.
Very nice. Whatever you do, kid, Be the best.
Yeah, like the best at eating algae.
Or the best at ostrich theater. Or the best at reading. See you next time on, ladies, Kid Time